Ah, so look here. We have gone back to 1999 in Portland, September the 12th. And, it was an odd first set compared to what we got going on now. We had three songs that clocked in around 3 minutes or less with Poor Heart there, Mine's Got a Mind of Its Own, and Lawn Boy. Got the rare Mozambique, probably even more rare than McGilla. We got 10 songs. Got off to an action packed start, though, with First Tube and Poor Heart right off the bat. Got an instrumental rocker, some bluegrass, little John Fishman inspired, and then Mozambique. What's going on here? And then, oh my God, this monster by Bathtub Gin. Back then it was a monster, now it is, and it's like really quickly, maybe 5 minutes in, the jam was already kind of amped up, and it didn't have like a slow build to a peak. It's just kind of the intensity did build and build, and then it never really just once it hit its crescendo, it just kind of stayed there, and they rolled with it and rolled with it, and you thought, okay, is the song gonna wrap up? And they just kept going. That was one of my, and then this Ghost over here, I was gonna say that was one of my favorite types of jams, but along with this Ghost over here. But we'll get to that when we get to that. And then Back on the Train, one of my favorite songs, clearly. Just a quick little 5 minute Back on the Train. There is video footage of that on YouTube. I checked that out, and wow, what a venue that place was. And then we get on to My Mind Got a Mind of Its Own. Frankie Says sneaking in there, not the jammed out Frankie that we got recently. I think that was the only jammed out Frankie we've ever got. The little fiery Birds of a Feather there. And then the Lawn Boy, as I mentioned, a quick 2.5 minute Lawn Boy, it felt like, and then Possum. It's better than ending over here. I'm not a huge Possum guy ending sets. I like Possum right up here. Turns out. So the first set, we started out hot, we end hot, got this monster jam right here, and then everything else has flowed pretty well actually. And then we get over to this set. You see all these songs. You see very few songs here. And then the Ghost was mostly responsible. Clocked in at almost 30 minutes, the Ghost did. And, 14, 15 minutes in, you felt like maybe you had got your money's worth on the Ghost jam. It started to transition, the jam did. Maybe what are we going to get into? And it just kept with the Ghost. But boy, did it change. It kind of got into that dark, scary, just sort of like, just like there was a storm brewing underneath the music, kind of like a metal sound. Not like heavy metal, the music genre, just like metal clanging together or something. If I was like a UFC fighter, a boxer, I would take a 5 minute section of this Ghost jam and walk out to it. It'd just be like an intimidating sound. And then they'd see me and they'd be like, oh, this fucking guy is not intimidating at all. But the music, in fact, was intimidating. And then Runaway Jim, brief Runaway Jim, didn't have the longevity, but man, just it seemed like each guy kept trying to outdo the next one. Trey's going along, rocking, and Fishman picks it up a little bit, getting louder. Mike throwing down some lines, Page sneaking in behind them all. Then we get into Rogué, and this bag. I really love the slow build Rogués with these monster crescendos, but this was kind of like a quiet, peaceful Rogué, and then just boom, you get that big explosion. Then it calms back down. You get one more big explosion out of the Rogué. And then in between the Rogué, I probably should have put a little jam there. There was a little bit of a jam in between Rogué and 2001. Felt like it was more towards the 2001, more kind of what we got in this Ghost Jam too here, man. It's like a little bit of a storm brewing kind of sound. Then after the 2001, we get the YEM, and boy, seemed like a real, not that YEM sucks anymore, but man, this one was just so tight. Didn't have like, necessarily an extra special jam section or anything like that, but just from section to section to section, just flawlessly moving from one to the next. And then when Trey got his point to do the Trey ditty, he sure did. He went off. And then a theme from the bottom opener, Slave to the Traffic Light, probably my favorite. Did I say opener? I meant encore. Probably my favorite encore ever is Slave to the Traffic Light, ending a 3 night run with that. But Theme from the Bottom, man, just another song that just seems like it is made to end a set or a show. Just has that goodbye, thanks for coming, we hope you had a good time, we love you, you love us, and you play Theme from the Bottom. Just feels like that. But the Gin and the Ghost is what everybody's probably talked about from this show for the last 20 plus years. The Runaway Gin, though, wow, you just look at the timestamp on that, but man, it was a hot, fiery gin. Runaway Jim. And same things with the Birds of a Feather. And then Theme from the Bottom. I'm just a sucker for that song. And when they're going to close the show with it, boom. So overall, there you go. Portland, 1999. All right, guys, maybe do a few of these. Boom. Felt a little weird not having like a live. Try to treat it like a live show, but when it's not a live show, when it's not some fresh pea fish, it is just not the same. Oh, look. Hey, there I am. Boom.